Welcome back to the Real Work Show. We're very, very glad to be back in 2021. We, like many people, are glad to say good riddance to 2020. Although there were some good things about 2020, and one was we were able to launch this channel, hopefully helping some people, and at a minimum, having lots of fun. We've been doing some videos, some interviews, some conversations with some people focused on co-op, and we've got another one of those today. A lot of people, as you're going through college or university, maybe you've got kids that are going through it, or you're going through it yourself, and you consider these co-op programs. And they could be a really, really good bridge in terms of helping you understand what the work is going to be really like. But we wanted to talk to some people that have actually done it and kind of see what their expectations were and what the reality was. And maybe that can help you or someone that you know or love to make a good decision around co-op as well. And today we've got the privilege of talking to my buddy, Romi. Romi, how are you today, sir?
I'm great. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing fantastic. My beard is not growing as fast as yours. Last time I saw Romi, he wasn't sporting this, but it's looking very sharp. Anyway, you're looking good, sir.
A couple months. Yeah, a couple months of work there.
Very nice, very nice. I'll take that as a challenge. I'll work on mine. Yeah. Awesome. So thanks for the time. I know you you did a co-op term. I think just a couple years ago. Do you want to talk a little bit about what kind of co-op term you did?
Okay, yeah. So I did master data at energy company, and I was a master data analyst. So I worked with things like SAP. I got the opportunity to work with just day-to-day operations, as well as some projects related to robotic process automation. It was a really great experience. I did it over 12 months, so a full year co-op term yeah.
Fantastic. And that was after your second or third year of a program?
Yeah, I think it was halfway through my third year when I started. Yeah, and I was doing my Bachelors of Commerce, and I hadn't specialized at that time. But towards the end, I started specializing towards marketing, which is kind of totally different than what I got my work experience in. But yeah.
Yeah. So let's dive a little bit into that. So you're in a Bachelor of Commerce focused on marketing. There's some opportunity to join a co-op program. Why did you choose to do a co-op program, first of all? And then second of all, how did you end up in supply chain procurement instead of a marketing office?
So with regards to why I went into co-op, I knew that like being a student, you doing academics is like one part of it, doing well in school and whatnot, but actually getting real world experience in an actual company and getting that year to actually do some real work is so much more valuable than just sitting in a classroom all day. And with regards to why I chose something that was kind of different than my field of study, well, I kind of just kept my options open. I just applied to a whole bunch of things in all sorts of fields, whether it was supply chain, master data, marketing, finance, accounting, all sorts of things. Kept my options open because I knew like there's no harm in doing something that's outside of your field of study. And if anything, you're going to get skills outside of it, and you're going to become a more well-versed, more versatile person.
Right. So doing a co-op term in something completely different than marketing, did that remind you of why you like marketing, or did it give you interest in something else?
I really enjoyed doing master data, honestly. And while I was doing it, I was like, I could definitely do a career in this. But then at the same time, I do have that interest in marketing, and I wanted to continue that. And I said, well, I have master data experience now, so it's not like, I can't get a job in that in the future. And if, just staying in marketing was just a choice because I just wanted to keep my options open to like a bunch of different things rather than just cap myself to one specific type of career.
Right. Okay. So, Romi, some of the people that are listening might not be familiar with master data. So you're in a procurement office of this big oil and gas company. I assume oil and gas companies or energy companies buy lots of materials and procure, lots of services from different people, maintaining their equipment and such. What's master data?
So master data is essentially kind of you're basically maintaining the records and the data for this big corporation. Basically, we use SAP, which is an enterprise resource planner. And when new vendors, I worked specifically in vendor data. So when new vendors were onboarded or information about the vendor changed, all of these really important things to do with doing business with these vendors, the master data guys are kind of at the center of it, right? We have to maintain the records. We have to create new records. We have to make sure the data is correct so that if someone, for example, we have to make sure the banking information is correct. So if there's a business being done with a certain vendor and someone messed up and put the wrong banking information in, then that's a huge catastrophic thing for the company.
Sure.
So yeah, it's a very integral part of a company's business.
Very cool. Very cool. So you mentioned a bit about it, but in your specific school, how much did they help you navigate the sea of co-op opportunities? I'm assuming there were probably lots of companies with lots of different kinds of positions. Did you take like a shotgun approach, like see what sticks, apply for a bunch of positions and see which one sticks? Were you more choosy? And how much did the school themselves help you in terms of navigating that?
Yeah, at the start of when I was applying, I was a little more picky, and then I started realizing towards like the middle, I was like, there's no harm in just applying to like as much things as you can. Like it's like a game of it's like your odds, right? The more you apply, the more you're more likely to get some positions that actually stick. And with regards to how much help I got from career advisors or the co-op program, it was very like hands off. Like the career advisors were there and they gave you kind of like a basic base level of help, but I didn't really use them too much. I mostly used my dad helped me a lot more than like career advisors did. I think it was mostly, I think they helped more with like getting my resume and stuff streamlined. It was more like I would go to them and say, oh, is my resume and cover letter good? But in terms of like helping me narrow down what I wanted to apply to, I kind of just went on my own with that.
Okay.
They do have job boards and job listings with a whole slew of jobs, which is how I found the one that I did. So I applied through that. So that's kind of how they help you, I guess. But yeah.
Okay. So you've been going to school for, I guess, a couple of years. You get accepted to this co-op position. It's week number one. You're in an office environment working for this big oil and gas company, trying to figure out what master data is. What surprised you? So relative to what you expected work life was going to be like, what surprised you when you actually got in there?
Everyone was super friendly and helpful. I think that the team was really awesome. They made me feel really comfortable. Like I kind of went in there feeling kind of a little scared, a little nervous. Oh, like I'm going to be really working at a company, I'm going to be dressing up every day, putting on business clothes or whatever. And it's going to be really strict. And no, it was very like a friendly work environment. Made a lot of friends. And yeah, people, the team, I think that's a really important thing, is having a good team or having a good relationship with the people that you're working with so that you can help each other out. Like, and I got a lot of help starting off. Yeah.
Awesome. So anything that you found, other than you might have been surprised at how comfortable it was, anything else particularly surprise you about what the work itself was like relative to what you thought? Like a month before, if somebody said master data analyst, you probably had a certain idea in your head. Was it different than you thought?
Yeah, I think it was different because I was doing like actual work that was like very important to like the company, and obviously I didn't start off doing like the banking changes and all that, but you start off with the easier stuff and you build up to it. And I think just being able to actually do real work that actually has an impact on the company. You have this entire organization that kind of relies on your work. And then on top of that, a few months in, you start doing projects or helping people on their projects and whatnot. And that's really cool, being able to do things that are not just operational day-to-day work, but doing things that are outside of that and kind of above and beyond. Like the robot process automation stuff, that was really cool. And that stood out to me.
Right. These co-op positions are probably super competitive. Other than having good marks, which I assume is pretty important, anything else that you would advise for somebody that's listening that might be interested in a co-op position? Anything else that they should be focusing on other than just getting good marks?
You definitely need to have really good interpersonal skills. You need to be able to talk. You need to be able to talk to people, communicate, especially when you're in that interview. You need to really show off your personality and show your interviewers why you're going to be a good fit for the team. You need to have some ability to work in a team and be able to make relationships with the people that you're working with.
That's probably also one of the tougher ones though, Romy. Like, so if somebody maybe first of all, most of us wouldn't necessarily have the self-awareness to know that we have problems with our social skills. But even if we do have the awareness, anything somebody could do, you think that would really help them develop those skills if they want to prep for an interview? Maybe they feel self-conscious about their social skills. Anything they can do to develop those skills?
Yeah, I think getting out of your comfort zone and whatever is holding you back, try to just go for it. Like say you have a tough time just starting a conversation with people, or maybe you get a little anxious when people are asking you questions or something. That's definitely something that you're going to need to work on, and you just need to really put yourself in those situations more until you get the skills to deal with it, or figure out how to deal with that better. Yeah.
That's awesome, Romy. So one final question. There will be those that will be listening to this video that might be thinking about a co-op position, maybe hearing what you said, maybe they're more excited about it. You seem to have a great experience and find that it really gave you a good understanding of what the work is like. Any final advice you'd give to them about co-op and how much it can help them in terms of knowing what the work's like?
Yeah, definitely keep your mind open. Don't typecast yourself. Be open to new experiences. Be open to take on new things within reason, of course, when you're working. But when you're applying, definitely keep your options open. Definitely apply to anything and everything, even if it's outside of what your interests are, outside of your field of study. You never know if you might find something that you didn't know much about that you might gain some more interest in. Like for me, I didn't know that I'd be working in supply chain for a year, and I did, and I thought it was great, and I would be able to do it for a career, Right. And so yeah, just keep your mind open, and yeah, keep your options open. That's the biggest thing.
Romy, thank you so much for the time. We've been doing these specifically focused on co-op because I know that there's lots of people that would be considering doing it themselves, or they've got a brother, sister, friend, son or daughter maybe that they're thinking about doing a co-op. Any final advice to somebody that might be thinking about this co-op program in terms of how much it can help them connect with work that they'll love?
Yeah, it's definitely a great experience. Co-op is there's so much you can gain from getting that real world experience that you're not going to get in the classroom. So I definitely recommend anyone who's thinking about doing co-op or thinking about doing a work term of any sort, definitely get out there, get the real world experience. And it's totally different than what you're going to get in the classroom. And it's so much more important to get that real experience, because it'll give you the edge when you're out, when you're graduated and you're looking for a job. You've got experience, and that's the thing that every company is looking for, people that have experience in what they're applying for.
Sure. Yeah, and especially in your case, Romy, like props to you for really getting out of the box. Some people would have said, I couldn't get a co-op in marketing, so forget it. But for you to go that far out of your comfort zone, I think it didn't do anything but help you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, exactly. I got experience with things that I never would have if I stayed in marketing. Like SAP, it's such a important thing that a lot of companies are looking for because it's so in demand and it's so niche. If I didn't get master data experience, I would never have done anything with SAP, most likely.
Yes. Awesome. Romy, thank you so much. Welcome back here anytime. Really appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Have a great one.